Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate having the opportunity to provide an update to possible new shareholders, and know that there are some shareholders on the line. So I think that Frontier Lithium's really an exciting public company traded on the TSX Venture. I think it's a very exciting time with what's happening and the awareness around the transition towards EV. And I think, our hard work and perseverance for the company and shareholders has started to be rewarded. And I think we've got many years ahead of us that look really good. So excited to take a few moments to go through that. Just a gentle reminder of I'll be making some forward-looking statements during the presentation. Gilbert's, started off quite nicely. I think if I can touch upon Frontier at a high level, we are recognized as having highest quality lithium resource in North America. We have on the property, 4 discoveries. In those 4 discoveries are 2 deposits that we have done work on over the last several years. We are Ontario's largest spodumene resource. The 2 deposits that we've defined to date remain open in all directions. So the potential to grow is quite significant. We're at a very important time with regards to the market and the awareness again and the opportunity around battery technology. Our goal ultimately in the company is to become a fully integrated company. So that's to produce, to mine, build a mine, mill, produce concentrates and ultimately chemicals. We think that the resource is located in a very strategic area in the Great Lakes region. Of course, everyone will be well aware of that area, Ontario, Michigan, really being the hub for auto manufacturing. We have done some successful test work on taking a really clean resource and making really clean chemicals at the bench scale recently. We have initiated and we have an impending PEA to come out in the very near future with regards to being fully integrated. We've got a great team. There's around 30% ownership from the directors and management at Frontier, so very much aligned with the shareholders of the company. We've got very strong technical partners. We've got a real strong mining and financing background with the people sitting at the table at Frontier. The market obviously is becoming really exciting. The investments that we have seen in China, Southeast Asia, now creeping into Europe, and much of the stimulus dollars, of course, going towards the Europeans getting prepared. The sales are quite strong on EVs, and of course, this all leads from where there's some comfort from using lithium ion in portable electronics, and not only will we see a bright future on batteries and cars, but also in the large consumption expected in stationary storage. So really, we're just coming off of 2 soft years. The numbers are starting to rise in China. The forecast consensus is the expectation of about a 3-time growth in demand for lithium chemicals from now until 2025. So the market's just turned the corner, and things are really looking good. We see that the money has not come into the market with regards to supply. So from the resources into the chemicals. So we think that the supply deficit is built in. So we think we're on to the beginnings of another bubble just in front of us with regards to lithium chemical pricing, and of course corresponding to the equity market. For those that aren't aware, the last month, the equities, we've seen quite a rise on the junior companies on the equities in lithium. I think it was about a year ago at PDAC, talking to GCFF. We were sitting around a 20-cent stock. We sit around a 60-cent stock right now. But the size of the market and the deficit built in is just going to be tremendous for companies with high quality assets such as ourselves. Battery costs have come down, and they have continued to come down on average about 15% per year since 2010. We've seen the annual growth of about 21%. That's really important because, you know, even 3-4 years ago, there's always concern on the ability to get distance out of vehicles. Less so, obviously, in the big urban centers, but more of an issue for northerners. But the good news is infrastructure is being built, obviously in Europe, and we're seeing that take place in North America and even along the Trans-Canada. So that anxiety is really starting to diminish, and ultimately we're seeing the sales. The penetration rate in Europe just before Christmas is around 30%. So that's really significant and a big metric that I think is really started to create that turnaround in the market. So demand's increasing, and we all know there's really going to be a supply issue. So a little bit on us. I mentioned about 2 years ago, 2018 was the spike in our stock. You know, we in terms of background, we're on the TSX Venture. We feel soon to be listed on the OTC in the US. There's about 175 million shares out. Again, 30% of that is management. We have just over $2 million in the bank account. We have seen a lift from about 20 to 60 cents. So we think that there's still a lot of room and value when we compare ourselves and the quality of what we have to our peers. So a quick comparison here, we're definitely the highest grade compared to some other assets in North America. We have this low iron spodumene in the deposit, which is really a key differentiator between Frontier and the others, which allows us to have the potential of revenue in the future to produce clean concentrates for big glass makers. We also obviously are looking at continuing our work on lithium chemicals. So when we compare a pre-revenue company like Critical Elements in Quebec, based on the amount of lithium that they have on the ground, they have about a 2-time multiple over us. So we feel that there's some easy room for us in the company that naturally we should be about $1.20 stock right now, $1.25. So we think there's tremendous opportunity given the activity the company has and the impending results and updates that we have. So ultimately, looking at Piedmont and the Carolinas, on the chart, you can see the potential with signing an MOU with Tesla on Battery Day in September has brought them up to about 11-time multiple over Frontier. So it just goes to show the kind of room and opportunity that exists. So we think we're not too far away. In fact, many non-institutional analysts are starting to refer to Frontier as Piedmont #2. So we hope to just keep on delivering and show that path to the to production, and we think that the stock has great potential. In terms of people, we're very strong, lots of gray hair with regards to mining and exploration, legal, accounting, lots of business savvy, very entrepreneurial board. The recent addition, well-known in oil and gas, and his 10 years at running IM Gold, is Steve Letwin. He's been a great addition, and it's been wonderful having him on board. He's bringing a lot of great ideas and to the company. So just starting to work on raising the profile for the company. Myself, a background, hands-on background, mining, working everything from industrial minerals to precious metals. Bora has presented in the past. Bora's doing a great job on the IR front. He was not able to join us here today, so I was happy to it's been a couple of years, so I'm happy to again be presenting direct here today. So the project is, we've got a 65-kilometer land package put together in Northwestern Ontario. We've got about 25 million tons, half of which is measured and indicated, half inferred. We've announced some diamond drilling. In fact, it's just being kicked off as we speak right now on the project. And that's this next program is to focus on the infill drilling to bring the level of confidence up on the Spark deposit. That's the new find that we had roughly a year and a half ago. We won Discovery of the Year with the Prospectors, Northern Ontario Prospectors Association with Spark. It's open. We're really excited about that because Spark has really opened the doors to show the size to support being fully integrated, which again is coming on the impending PEA very soon. So you'll see on the map, the PAK and Spark are very close. 30 kilometers up the fault zone on the project is an old showing from the government. We've confirmed that, and in fact, we found another showing of really, really clean lithium-bearing mineral spodumene up there. We have not explored our land package. We've just focused on the two PAK and Spark deposits. So again, the upside is really, really significant. There's adequate infrastructure up to the project right now. Upgrades are taking place. The governments, both provincially and federally, are along with First Nation communities, are putting in the high voltage power, roughly half access up into our project area as we speak. So when we're ready for the big mine and mill, the infrastructure will be in place. The PAK deposit's about 10 million tons, 2.04%. We did a PFS on just making really clean con for glass. It showed really robust numbers. The deposit's still open. The Spark is the tonnage, about twice the size at surface. They're only about 2.3 kilometers apart. The grade isn't quite as high, but overall the deposit's very clean. So here I'm showing you a picture of in a helicopter right over the Spark, looking back at the PAK deposit. We've made a recent discovery a few months ago at the bolt in between the two. It's about 30 meters wide. That zone goes up to about 600 meters long. So in the spring, when the snow melts, we'll start looking a little closer at that. Theoretically, if these things are all connected at depth, then it's really, really significant. We're being referred to by some as the green bushes of North America coming together on this project. So again, the potential is really huge. A few months ago, we produced last spring we announced the results of finalizing the flow sheet with XPS Glencore's lab here in Sudbury, Falconbridge. We're producing comparable grades to Tianqi and Albemarle's operation at Greenbushes of the cleanest concentrate in the world. We're producing a pretty comparable concentrate from that first PAK deposit. That's really significant because it allows us to also not just be tied to going downstream into chemicals, but also producing concentrates, really clean concentrate used directly by big glass makers like the Cornings or Shots of the world, of the Wests.
Naturally, Trevor, you may like to wrap up if you want to answer some questions.
Okay. Very good. Strategic partner in XPS. We fired up a mini pilot. We're working towards chemical production with this. So by early summer, we'll have results from the mini pilot. We're partnered with XPS, Glencore's lab on that. We have options. We have a clean deposit. In terms of timeline, we'll be making a decision very soon on whether we build a demonstration scale concentrator on site. But ultimately, the PEA is impending, imminent. We are graduating to PFS. We hope to get that done over the next year and a half, and naturally roll into DFS, where we'd like to be ready by roughly 2025, likely with a partner to deliver products to put into hopefully Canadian-made or Northern US-made batteries for cars. So great asset, right team, growing market. We think our timing's perfect. We think our stock is got the right timing for new shareholders. We know we're undervalued, but we hope in the near future to have the lift that we're looking for based on results we're getting close to deliver. So we're strategically located. Thanks for that, and welcome any questions for what time we have left. Thank you.
Sure, Trevor. So the first question coming from Xie Chuan is, you would like to give your company, what's your cash position, please? Is it enough for 2021 or 2022?
So we are fully funded for the test work that's ongoing right now until early summer. So there's no immediate demands or requirements, but again, we have some really solid impending news. But we'll take a look at our finances at that time. We have a couple $1 million in the bank right now. You can imagine with the turn in the markets, there's lots of people knocking on the doors, and we'd love to come in as shareholders, but our shareholders are long term. For the most parts, and it's our duty to deliver, and then again we can look at financing when that information and data is out and public to the market. So we don't expect any issues bringing in the dollars required for the expenditures beyond into the summer.
Okay, so one last question before we run out of time. So Danny K asks, has Frontier thought of providing exclusive rights with companies like that require lithium, such as Corning, Panasonic, Tesla?
We have not signed any exclusivity agreements with companies. We are in communication with companies, have a lot of interest in our resource and the company, of course. There's anxiety in the West with regards to glass makers, just because of the demand increases that are happening and the expectations around batteries. So that plays into Frontier's hand very nicely. It's a great opportunity. And again, we'll be making a decision in the coming months with regards to the phase 1 demonstration concentrator, which would be key to start dealing with the glass makers. So again, we're having discussions. There's no exclusivity. All of a sudden, we're turning into a real darling because of the high quality asset. So we're long-term thinkers, and we're going to do what's right for shareholders and keep moving this forward.
Sure. Thank you, Trevor, for sharing your story and update with us here today.
Thank you very much, and look forward to future presentations and updates. Really appreciate shareholders and new shareholders. We think it's great timing for everyone with regards to Frontier. Thanks again.
For sure. Thank you.